No, that's wrong! This is it. I got it.
Just balance the bucket on the door. Fine. I'll do as you ask. That's not even mentioning the time it would take to figure out this plan. Most people don't come up with ideas like this on the spot. That's right. The killer lunged at her and pushed the gun out of her hands. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door. This is what happened. What about behind the door? The killer could have hidden there as the girl entered. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy, carrying a large assault rifle. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Hey!
Huh? And now? There's a school worthy of me. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. The killer must have been positioned on the doorframe, ready to pounce. Huh? Are you sure you can do this? I'll present the truth. Hey, I got it. The killer was hiding right outside the janitor closet. At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. Well, Eva, do you still disagree? The victim might not even have been hunting them. The killer could have lured them to the closet by making noise, and then killed her brutally. He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with. She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. A prodigy among prodigies. Someone who simply can't be outmatched. Among a sea of mediocrity, I am a shining example of talent. I, Damon Maitsu, am the ultimate debater. The killer used a water gun in order to spray the bleach. It's all coming together. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively blinded her. If a gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene. I disagree. Of course it's related. It's covered in blood. All right, then tell me, how is a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon? Unless you take into account the size difference. Easy. The victim. Even when the victim started clawing at their neck, the killer persisted. That is the truth behind this case. The killer needed a lot of time to set up the trap. They had to fill the bucket with bleach, move the ladder, climb up the ladder. Well, are you satisfied? If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it. What? We only went through this case because of you. If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with. I hold on to my title dearly, because it defines me. It's who I am. It's what gives me my purpose. I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. This was a brutal, savage crime. Wolfgang might be right to be so passionate. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her. The victim mistook the killer for a friend. Yeah, that must be it. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer. Stop that thought right there. If we keep assuming the killer had the gun, we'll end up running in circles. The bloody knife, it's just so blatantly obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body. Yes, this is it. Also, inside the janitor's closet, there was a large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns. John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. No, they clearly had ample time to do this. I say diagonal, because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. If the victim was actively hunting them, the killer couldn't possibly have had the time to formulate this trap and then set it up, especially if they were scared. At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. All right, he's got a point. The killer could have just put the bleach in another bottle. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there. There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. That's not technically true. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket. Huh? The violence in this murder was excessive and intentional. The killer stabbed the victim 28 times. Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. We're all ultimates for a reason. We need to trust in talent. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her. This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. I don't know how we overlooked this. But I've got it. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. They wanted to inflict as much damage as possible. That's clearly sadistic. Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her. No, they were definitely armed. With the knife. Complete sense. Eh? Ugh. That's... I see. Seriously? Fair? Huh? What now? Anyway, you think? Yeah, No! It's not cute. It's not like that. I get it. That's not it. I know. You're wrong. No! Just the worst. Gross. No! Hello? The hell? Mochi? I won't lose. Right. What now? Jeez. Okay. No. Jeez. Hey. Damn. Stop. Huh? Diana. It's simple. The hell? Right. What the? There must be something. Seriously? This isn't funny. Just stop it. Ugh. Right. Focus. Damn it. Anyways, that's wrong. That's not important. Take this seriously. Hi. Really? Come again?